Alright, so that's what, day 12?
Day 12, lucky 12.
Oh, yeah. So, just like, how you feeling in general?
In general, okay. I mean, I'm a little bit worn out, but
Yeah, that's how it is, yeah.
it's in the job description. It's been quite a week.
Yeah.
Action packed.
Yes, it really has. Uh-oh. I mean, mine has not been all that. I was, I was like physically packed. Oh, there's been. I just get some stuff.
Well, I mean, you've been doing lots of school stuff. I mean, it's been physical. I mean, with the
Yeah.
vaccine and stuff.
Right.
It's been a pretty physically occupying week.
Yeah.
And the medical
Yeah.
stuff too. Lots of coming and going.
And what's been up? I just with you.
Just boxing and medical stuff, and you've had a number of things this week, and your brother had some things, and I've had my typical obligations and the dog and all that. This week has been like a bomb that won't stop exploding.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to, much like yourself. I mean, for different reasons, I obviously don't have the specter of schoolwork hanging over me, but much like yourself, tomorrow is going to be kind of
Yes, man. It's gonna be just like
a crash day for me.
just like a rest day, man.
I know, I'm looking forward to it.
Same.
But yeah, it's been okay.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
It feels like it's been like I just like 2 or 3 weeks, man.
Yeah, I know. This is
Hey.
we've packed a lot of living in this week.
Yes.
Which is ironic because it's spring break and you'd think if anything it would be more leisure, but I think that's always how it goes.
Right. Yeah.
The
For
days
sure.
the days that you think are going to be most leisurely, I think because they have the expectation of leisure, that ends up kind of undercutting the casualness of it. I think the best rest you have sometimes, I think, is like unexpected.
Right.
Because you get kind of caught up in it, and it sort of catches you by surprise, and it circumvents your conscious mind somehow.
Yeah.
When I'm on spring break, it's like, okay, now is the time when I relax and go.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm so relaxed right now.
Yeah,
I'm so relaxed. It's like, no, I'm not.
The stakes feel very high. So
Yeah, they do for sure.
sometimes the most relaxing days are the days where, like, I don't really know ahead of time. Like, I'm not planning for it to be
Yeah.
be a dead day, but it's like I arrive at the day and it's like, oh, well, you know what, I took care of the thing, and I guess I took care of the other thing the other day, and I guess I just don't have a lot to do today. Like, those are the best.
Oh, yeah, like,
those are the best days.
I call like I'll when I try to take I'll just take a nap. I just like can't. I guess I just like focused, and so I get like I just like a half rest. I just kind of I don't recall one specific thing on New Year's actually, because I had been up late, and then I thought, hey, I'll just get chilling, I'll just get chill in the dark to some music, and it wasn't. I was like intending stuff, but it was like a 7. I just like p.m. and then I guess I just I don't I just like fell asleep and woke up at around like I was like 10 p.m. or something. I was like, where
I remember this.
where am I? What? Wait, what do I do now?
Yeah, I used to do that in college fairly routinely. I was sleeping very little, and I had a number of in the second half of my college years. I had art classes. I'd studio art classes at night that would run from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. So it was not unusual for me to take a little disco nap, and I would like fall asleep at like at like 5 o'clock and like sleep right up until like the last possible minute before where I could still make it to class on time.
Dang.
So I had all these weird situations where, I mean, I would wake up out of a dead sleep. My alarm would wake me up out of a dead sleep. I would grab my bag and head out the door. And as you've alluded to, when you wake up out of a deep sleep and immediately start moving around, it feels very hallucinatory.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel like
it
you're
does.
not entirely, you're like moving between the layers of the world or something. You're like there's half of you that's still asleep. And it's a very weird feeling.
Right, yeah.
Somewhat druggy.
I think a good, just like realistic, just superpower, would be, to fall asleep, on command.
Yeah, I mean, my suggestion would be to get old and have some kids.
Dang.
You will find
Yeah,
it.
Man.
You will find it
Like-
much easier to fall asleep. It's a long way to go to fall asleep.
And what I mean is, like, and, I'm kind of all envious of your ability, to fall asleep in, like, all places.
Yeah, I think the more years you spend alive, the more you realize the value of sleep, and that sleep is one of those things. Sleep is like oxygen; it affects everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It affects everything. If you have a bad night's sleep, then it affects your entire day, and so yeah, and, I won't pretend that I can fall asleep on demand. I fall asleep. My falling asleep. That's the thing, is that falling asleep is unfortunately sometimes out of my control.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm choosing to nod off while I listen to records or whatever. It's just, as you know, with sleep, you take it where you can get it.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm always operating from a deficit, and I used to.
Same, yes.
That's been one of the toughest things as I've gotten older. Is I've lost my ability to stay up all night and function more or less normally. I find that I can actually operate okay at the two extremes. If I go to bed at 11 or midnight or whatever, I'm fine. And by the same token, if I stay up all night, if I just don't sleep, I can more or less function okay.
Oh, same, yeah.
I will eventually crash.
Well, yeah.
I'll eventually crash, but where I don't do well is if I stay up until 2 or 3.
Right, yeah.
And then sleep until 7. It's almost better for me to just stay up and try again the next night.
Yeah.
I actually do better. But I don't know. Sleep is a whole other country.
Man, yeah, it is. It's always been just an interesting thing.
I had probably one of the more surreal sleep-related experiences I've had is one time when I was in high school when I was living in I was living in South Carolina at the time, and I was home on some kind of break, either spring break or summer. I think spring break. I was home. I was going to college in Ohio, and I came home to South Carolina for spring break. And I had some kind of mild flu, some sort of mild illness. So I went to bed slightly early, and it was a sort of a warm night, so I had the window open, and I turned on I was listening to music. I used to fall asleep listening to music pretty routinely, so I had the college radio station on.
Yeah.
And I went to bed early because it seemed like the right thing to do, but you know how it is. Sometimes if you go to bed too early, you wake up in the middle of the night. So,
right, yeah.
So I woke up in the middle of the night, and it had gotten pretty cold. It had gotten very cold, and my window was open, and I was freezing. And whatever illness I had blossomed in the dark into full-on, debilitating flu. and I'm listening to the radio, and first the guy in the studio had his girlfriend in to read some really terrible poetry, and then he played this. There's this song called "Cities and Dust," which was a popular sort of goth tune back in the '80s, and he put the record on, but he had it at the wrong speed. It was very, very slow. It was like. I was lying there. And
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
I can't move, and I'm sick as a dog. And there's this terrible poetry, and the record he puts on at the wrong speed, and he doesn't realize it, so he lets the whole thing play, and I'm freezing, and I felt like someone had hammered a funnel into my ear and was like coughing disease directly into my brain. It was absolutely horrible. I was sure I wouldn't survive, but
I can see that though. Yeah.
But here I am. So,
yes, here you are.
So, night and sleep. It's weird.
Yeah, it is exactly.
It's interesting. It's interesting when you. I don't know. Have you ever had a situation? I know you've had things where you've like stayed up late, like at sleepovers and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe here at home. Have you ever, during these times when you're up very late, are you conscious of the outside world or? Like the world outside the whatever house or room you're in.
I'd say, well, because my anxious thing is to go out in the bathroom and just like read a book or something. I will be just get vaguely conscious of like the daylight because we have the frosted glass.
Yeah.
Just like a window.
That's true.
And so I'd say my most common hours are between 2 and 4, and so I just see just like some of just the blue light.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, I've been in here that long.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I ask because if you stay up late routinely and if you're sort of conscious of the outside world, it definitely feels like a feeling I've gotten many times during late nights is. To a certain point, the world stays normal and operates as you're used to it operating. The nighttime world operates more or less normally.
Right, yeah.
Once you get past a certain point in the evening, it really seems like the world seems to say, okay, look, I waited for you as long as I could. I have stuff I have to do now.
Yeah,
and then, it starts to feel weird. You start to feel like you're seeing sort of like behind the scenes.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like watching just TV super early, and it's like just with the public access stuff.
Yeah, it's like this weird kind of semi-world that is. It's not the world of people that wake up early. It's not the world of people who stay up late. It's this thing in between. It's
right. I mean, is anyone else here right now? Am I the only one out there?
Well, there was one time where I was staying up late and I was at the kitchen table. I was working on a project, a sort of art project type thing going on. And it was very late at night, and I couldn't sleep, so I came out here and was doing it. And I looked out the window, and in the fence that runs along our backyard, I saw a string of a half dozen raccoons walking on the fence top in have you ever seen those things in the cartoons? They show elephants walking where one is holding the tail of the other in its trunk, and they're making a little thing. It was like that, but with raccoons, and I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Oh my
god!
Yes.
I never.
It's like what?
This happens. This is a thing that happens.
I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, well, this is a thing.
And
is this an occurrence?
And again, the feeling that I had, and this is probably my my sleeplessness weakened brain. I mean, but I really had this feeling where the night held off and tried to not show me the strings.
I was like, okay, sleep, go to sleep.
It's like, all right, if you're gonna stay up, fine. You're gonna have to see some shit. So it's a strange feeling. I'm not a drug user, but I would say that the closest I get to the feeling of taking drugs is extreme sleeplessness.
Yes, same.
You
same.
enter this other sort of headspace.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and I think, like, that's the only, just a substance I feel I'll just get safe with, honestly. Because, like, oh, it's a natural thing. It's, it's like, it's a mental fog, but, like, I, I, there's no fear of just get side effects or anything.
Yeah, but, I mean, much like with drugs, it's one thing to walk around under the effects, but you don't want to, like, get behind the wheel of a car.
No, of course not.
Which I had ill-advisedly done before, but
Poor guy.
But I've gotten good about knowing my own limitations and, when I can function, when I can't. But
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the lack of sleep can be transportational, for sure.
Whoa, man, I'm out of my mind.
You make it sound so seedy.
I mean, I do try,
You're overselling it. You're making it seem lurid. Enter a world.
Oh man, our little dog is so peaceful right now.
Yeah, she had a busy day today. She went on one of her long walks today.
Oh boy, a long walk.
Yeah. Going about, I say I'm bad at math, but it's, the far point was probably something like, I don't know, 13 blocks.
Dang, that is far, yeah.
So it's up to Stony Island and then out to like 63rd, so.
Isn't that where the cemetery is, or is that a little farther?
No,
that's 68th?
Oakwood Cemetery, yeah, that's, it's a little bit farther south and a little bit, west.
I see.
We were up by the, do you know where the Y is up there?
Yeah, I did.
It was up there.
I see.
It was that, and then we curved back, and like I said, she likes her railroad trash, so we...
Oh, yeah.
We came back following the wooded banks that line the metro tracks. She likes to poke through them. And it's tough.
Oh boy, fun.
Well, it's tough because there's interesting garbage for her, which I like to indulge her in. But there's the remnants of like some homeless encampments there.
Right.
And even though they don't seem to be in use, I mean, I'm conscious of the fact that it is something that somebody set up. So I hate to let her poke through those.
It smells like person. What?
I know.
There's someone in. I can smell them. What?
She totally wants to.
What is going on? I want to be in there. I want.
No, she does. Yeah, I mean.
Please let me help myself to your food.
Yeah, I mean, there's little like tables with plates and things, and yeah, she definitely wants to be a part of it. But she's gotten wise to the fact that she's not going to be allowed to. So
yeah.
I let her indulge the garbage, but I don't let her mess with the people's encampments.
Right. Yeah.
She has a habit though of making a beeline for, like today we were on the Plaisance, and there was. It's this massive expanse of grass. You can go anywhere.
Right, yeah.
And then off to one side, there's a mother with some glebus kid, like...
the glebuses.
Like toddling through the tulips or whatever. And of course, Darla decides that that's where she needs to be. And I'm like, Darla, there's all this area. Why do we have to go over? So I had to pull her away from the tottering little kid.
Like, no, I have to bark.
And if it's not that, it's it's some other bullshit like, oh, I need to go sniff I need to sniff all the offerings on the Breonna Taylor ofrenda that's been set up out there.
How are you
so
just
all this stuff? It's like, come on, just leave it. Can you find something else?
Please.
Our dog is hella problematic.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Can be. That's all right.
And she peed. I'll just go wigwam, right?
She peed on a wigwam. Yeah, they built a replica. Some sort of Native American group built a full scale, like 16-foot tall,
Dang.
replica of or not a replica. I mean, it's an actual. Is there a difference between a teepee and a wigwam? I feel bad for not knowing this.
I think it might be a matter of the materials used. It could be.
Well, this is one of the sort of the conical ones. I don't know.
Yeah. I believe it's a teepee.
With the spars, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, teepee. Yeah, it was one of those, and it's like 16 feet tall, and they built it, and it's like nice new canvas, and nice new wood and ropes and stuff. And the first time she saw it, she whizzed on it. She was on the little legs of it, which I didn't realize she did. In my defense, I would never have let her do that if I had seen it, but she kind of ducked behind a. Well, I didn't realize. I thought she was just sniffing at something, and then it became apparent.
No.
So yeah, there's that, and she likes to poop on the lawn of the historic Roby House, which is the crown jewel of Frank Lloyd Wright's career. She likes to poop on the lawn in the prairie style, I guess.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Which is probably what he deserves. I understand that he was not good toward women.
Yeah.
So maybe she's having her vengeance. But yeah, so Darla has no respect.
No respect.
She'll poop anywhere. Give me your tired, you're hungry.
I'll pee on him.
For me to pee on, yeah.
And I'm on the wigwam.
Have I told you my joke?
What?
I have a wigwam joke.
Oh boy. Oh god.
A guy goes to his therapist and he says, "Doc, you got to help me. Sometimes I think I'm a teepee. Sometimes I think I'm a wigwam." The doctor says, "Relax. You're too tense."
And I'm on the wigwam. I'll just get a pee note, I think. I think it's time to sign off. Alright, farewell, folks.